Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, you know the drill. Please read the article, share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually does see through with their threat. Alright, folks, trigger warning 1 when we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys. You're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We do use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is very much advised. I also apologize because allergies is giving me that very awful dry being stopped up. So, if I sound funny, that's why. I apologize in the meantime for any weird throat noises you may hear. I do not know how to edit this thing, and I don't even want to remotely try because I'll probably crash the computer. Alright, where we left off. We're going to do a brief comment and response, and then we'll go directly into the legal issues. Comment 53. A comment argues that an expert believes labeling can be developed to minimize the risk of ESDs. The comment refers to an expert whose opinion the FDA solicited regarding this ban. Duh. How many times do we have to explain it to you? Labeling does not change how that device physically affects the person who wears it. It does not address how the person is impounded, how the person is traumatized by it. It addresses none of these psychological or physical risks. But labeling certainly should addresses nothing. Addresses nothing. Addresses nothing. Labeling cannot in any way, shape, or form take away second or third degree burdens. Labeling cannot unshock a person out of catatonia. Do you not understand how this device physically and psychologically affects people? Why do you keep arguing this? I can tell you why. It's that old Goebbels line, right? If I just keep repeating, eventually somebody's going to believe me. Well, here's your problem. You're dealing with not just a person who's worked in this field, you're dealing with a neurodivergent that also works in this field. And I don't operate off of just trust me, bruh science. Okay? I may hate a lot of things about my state with my whole soul, but there is one thing I have always embraced, and that is we're called the show me state for a reason. The fact of the matter is, you cannot show me in any way, shape, or form how proper labeling and limiting use to literally nonverbal people, folks, and somehow thinks that's going to fix the issue. That makes you even more monstrous than what the world already thought you were. Okay? But the expert said, did the expert at any time during their testimony put forth an argument that stated that somehow labeling in some way would be able to stop those second to third degree burns on the people who are getting shocked just below the lethal limit? No. No, they did not. Did that person testify before the FDA panel at any point in time saying that proper labeling could have kept Andre McCollins from being shocked to the point of catatonia and staying there for 2 months? No, because they can't. Okay? Labeling something as dangerous does not take away the danger, it only warns of the danger. Cigarettes, for fuck's sake, people. Do you think those little warnings on those little boxes telling you of the risks of smoking stop people from smoking? The same logic applies. I need the rest of this planet to get out of its delusional stupor it's allowed itself to stew in for over the last couple of decades, and for the love of God, come back to reality with the rest of us. Okay? You cannot tell me how proper labeling is going to fix any of the issues, physical and psychological, that have been brought up ad nauseum throughout the entirety of this entire document. So why do you keep arguing it? But this person said, and aren't doctors the authority? We should bow down to the almighty doctor. I've dealt with a lot of doctors. I've switched doctors many times, because even though they went to medical school, some of those folks are dumber than a box of rocks and wouldn't know common sense if it came up and smacked them in the face and called them a bitch, all right? Stop looking at doctors as the end all be all. They are not omnipotent. They make mistakes all the time. There is a reason why medical malpractice laws exist. Okay? Let's start there. Because I'm tired of this constant appeal to authority. A degree does not mean you have any form of common sense or conscience. Just say. Let's read the rebuttal real quick. The FDA disagrees. Dr. Smith proposed certain restrictions, but none of these address labeling. So he was talking about adding restrictions on not how by using our words, we're going to somehow miraculously heal second and third degree burns. Sometimes when I say this crap, because remember, not only have I worked in the field, my mom has been in healthcare longer than a lot of people have been alive. And I just read this crap, and it's like I hear her like the anger that comes out of my voice is just sheer her coming out of my childhood. I'm telling you. You're still not addressing any of the risks. What the JRC does is they continue to insist on their arguments while not at all in any way, shape, or form confronting the receipts that speak against them. It's all a giant conspiracy. But when you look at this, you don't have to work in this field to see how batshit insane and barbaric this is. And I thought this wasn't going to be a whole video, but apparently, woo, they set a trigger off. Quit arguing the same argument. It didn't work the first time. It's not going to work on the millionth time, the 10 billionth time. For the love of God, we're tired. Stop with the nonsensical, illogical arguments and then using an appeal to authority as that somehow makes you right, because it doesn't. You want to know why? Because you're still not addressing the receipts. We're going to close out on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate the time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you again here in a few minutes. Bye bye, everyone.